guys just don't want to admit that the Marilyn Manson of the 2010s is the dude from TRAPT.
Well, yeah.
Welcome to Last Words here in the pit. I'm Jordan Olds from 2 Minutes to Late Night.
I'm Katy Irizarry with Season of Mist and Loudwire.com.
And I am Doc Coyle from the band Bad Wolves and also the host of the X-Men podcast.
And this week, we have a very special guest, the lead singer of the hardcore band War and Women and also author Shauna Potter. What's up, dude?
Hey, thanks so much for having me.
So what's going on, dude? How are you, what are you doing in the demic?
The weird thing with the band is we were actually wrapping up recording a new record when all of these shutdowns started happening. We were finishing before we were supposed to go on tour with Bad Religion, which never happened, unfortunately.
Damn.
But we were able to wrap it up, and when it was starting to get like, oh, we're not supposed to see each other in the same room anymore. Phew, well, at least it's just time for vocals now. So that's isolating. So that's fine. I feel lucky that we were able to start and finish before all this. Hopefully something's coming out this fall. We'll just see. Nothing official yet to talk about, but new album to march in the streets with, hopefully.
We're talking about modern day Marilyn Manson. He has a brand new song, We Are Chaos. It sounds like major chord Marilyn Manson. He sounds like Marilyn Manson. Marilyn Manson has had the same look since like Mob Scene came out.
Yes,
and I think he's gotta evolve it a little. Like he needs another level because at this point, like his like chin is now a part of his neck and like his hair is.
He found his look, I guess. He finally found it. He tried and he got there.
Well, he looks like, you could just draw his face like on your finger. And I know that that's true because.
Why does it look like Hitler?
Oh my God.
That's his lips.
Where's your mind?
Look, I listen, I didn't design his hairstyle.
Oh my God. You know what's funny about that song that he just released? I don't know what the involvement is, but Shooter Jennings is involved, Waylon Jennings' son.
Yes.
Yeah.
That guy dated a friend of mine in high school.
Oh,
I know that guy.
Oh.
Yeah. I went to high school in Nashville. He dated my friend who's actually the daughter of the person that wrote some huge Janis Joplin song. It's a weird world down there. But he would like come hang out with us sometimes when they were dating, and like he's super nice. And he'd come to the studio when my band was recording, and we stayed with him when we were on tour in LA. And I think when he was in the Johnny Cash pick, I was like, oh yeah, so we're never gonna like catch up again. like you're done slumming it with us norms, like you are on your next level. We're not going to be like on Facebook, hey man, how's it going? I haven't talked to you in a while. So like that's over. Okay. But I have like, pictures of us hanging out at the park in Nashville in like the late 90s. It's super weird. So for that reason alone, I'm like, yay, this song.
What do you think, Doc?
I think it's the best song David Bowie never wrote. Basically.
Ooh, that is big.
It immediately just sounded like David Bowie to me, just with like modern production. And by the way, I saw Manson do a 2-song acoustic set at this charity event, the one with like Nirvana reunion with Beck and all that. Yeah. And I was like kind of blown away because I never perceived him as a singer. I always thought he was just like this screamer, kind of yeller guy. And he has really developed an awesome, tonally just interesting singing voice. So it's surprisingly tuneful, like you said, the kind of major key thing, but reminded me of Bowie. I think the video is fantastic.
Katy, you are the biggest Manson fan of the bunch. This is for you. Like,
how are you feeling right now?
Well, I have a lot of feelings and thoughts, and I'm like really like psyched right now because Doc just pointed out the Bowie thing. So kind of like the last 2 albums, I feel he was doing more of this like disco era Bowie kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
I was like really digging that. I'm not going to lie. That's the era of Bowie I prefer. That's the era of Manson I prefer. Like Mechanical Animals is my favorite Manson album. Like that's the level I'm speaking on. But Shooter Jennings came in. I don't know if he wrote it. I know he was producing it. I want to assume he probably is now filling the role of Tyler Bates and playing guitar. I felt the same way, that this is now him still paying homage to Bowie, but in a different light. And Shooter Jennings released his own cover of David Bowie's Cat People, which featured Marilyn Manson. So I just feel it was a really strong statement that tied together. I'm not going to lie, like what he was doing the last 2 albums better. I don't know. I need to hear the full album really to decide if I'm enjoying the direction he's going now. He did just recently do 2 other cover songs with Shooter Jennings. He did a Doors cover of The End, which has since disappeared off of all streaming services. So I assume that's going to just...
It's the Russians.
It might be. I'm really excited about it, guys. And he did a Johnny Cash cover. And both of those I actually think I like more than I like this single. So I don't know if it needs to grow on me. The video was fantastic, though. Also kind of showcased a different side of Manson that he hasn't really, like this more artsy Salvador Dali kind of thing. I dug.
So I actually almost tweeted this yesterday, but I have this theory that the most shocking thing now, so back in the day it was like, oh, I'm going to rip up the Bible or going to, drink, bat's blood on stage or something, or even NWA and like Cop Killer and all that stuff was like, I think shock rock of its day. Now I think the most shocking thing you could do is actually be like a MAGA person. I think that's like the thing that gets the most controversy. But I was thinking about it, but the thing that it lacks, right, is that like Trump is fundamentally uncool. So even if you're like trying to be like a rebel, like, oh, I'm going to go against this, it just lacks all of the vitality of like real shock rockers, because part of it, we know you're kind of just doing it to like troll people, and there's a hint of that it not.
Nothing pisses me off more than those like MAGA hat dudes saying that it's punk to like Trump.
Yeah.
That makes me so mad. Well, there's a lot of things that make me mad. Okay.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it makes me so mad. And like, you're right, they're being shocking for shocking's sake. And so I'm like, now that you've said that, Doc, I'm thinking, well, maybe they are punk of like a certain era that's over.
I think it's also that like, we have edgelord culture now. So every person gets to be a shock rocker. And that's why I think the new version of shock rock is, I think it can be best explained. Like there's a wrestler called Orange Cassidy, and his entire gimmick is he doesn't give a shit. He wrestles with his hands in his pockets. The new version of like, I'm so edgy is I don't care. That's it. It's not.
No, dude, that's apathy. That's all of us.
True.
It's apathy rock.
You
Apathy.
guys just don't want to admit that the Marilyn Manson of the 2010s is the dude from Trapped.
Well, yeah.
I don't know about any of that. There's always been that guy.
A shock rocker.
It's Kanye.
Kanye. Okay.
Because he can go out there and do all that stuff, piss all these people off, and he still has a #1 album in the country.
That's true. At least Kanye is a talented person, unlike the dude from Trapped.
I guess who are we talking about? Well, who are we talking about? Who are we talking about shocking? Are we talking about shocking like your average person, or the news, or the people in power?
At this point, Kanye is not shocking. It's just,
I think it is
mental illness.
I think it is. I think to the Black community, it's shocking that, he would take that stance so outwardly. The hip hop community, I think it's shocking. And the truth is that is pop culture. And that is, the kind of mainstream. If you go out and, on the Golden Globe stage and be like, Trump 2020, they'll lynch you in the back. You know what I'm saying? Like that is kind of good society. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain mindset, if that makes sense.
Aren't we like moving closer and closer to fascism every day? And so therefore someone saying Trump 2020 is actually more protected, even though people that feel that way are outnumbered. Like, yes, I think it's much more shocking to care about people and to be empathetic right now.
But it's still the minority opinion amongst celebrities and that culture.
Yeah, and minority as far as numbers, but not in power.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you.
No, I totally get what you're saying, Shauna. But what Doc, I think, is saying, or at least with how it makes sense to me, is the whole concept of shock rocker is to horrify people. Right. So even though it's shocking someone to have empathy or whatever, it's really, if you think about it, the people saying, okay, cancel this and cancel that, are the equivalent to the PRMC, who was like, cancel Twisted Sister, cancel Judas.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Cancel rapists. I'm like, good, yeah, cancel them. I definitely, I don't like want to like disagree, like we're in like a house meeting, we have to figure out who's doing the dishes tonight or anything.
Yeah.
But I agree, like maybe nothing can be shocking. I
True.
think that's actually more true. Like, what the f we be shocked about when our
Right.
president is who he is, doing all the he's doing every day? What could you do to shock me? I don't know.
That's very true too. Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I think the biggest thing is because it's just like everything is happening. Like this year has been should be more shocking.
We can't take any more shocks. Everybody calm down.
We're like
Show me
Tom
a
DeLonge
kitten.
found aliens. Whatever.
I
at
didn't
this
care
point.
at all when they were like, we might have found aliens. I was like, next.
I took a video. I have video evidence of UFOs circling Atlantic City, and no one cares, guys. If this were last,
No one gives a shit.
I still don't.
You better send me that video.
You're telling me right now, I don't care.
see?
That's why apathy is the shock rock. That's what we want to
I-
see. We want to see people not give a because shock rock is also just what we wanted to see. We wanted to see Marilyn Manson at that time because everything we
Yes.
just got out of the Reagan era. Everything was
Yes.
so uptight. We wanted anything else, and now we want anything else that isn't shocking.
It's not about what we want, what we don't want. It's just about what is getting people angry, what is riling people up, and that's what to me.
But that's different than shocking.
No, I don't think it is because I think
That's
it has the
different.
same reaction, whether it be from a group of people who like metal, whether it be from some parents who are demanding, get rid of any album with a parental advisory sticker. To me, it just has evolved over the years. It went from Alice Cooper, who you look at now, and it's like, that's not shocking. It's normal. And I think that's a household name at this point or Twisted Sister or Marilyn Manson, household name at this point. So now you have this other people that are, again, doesn't even matter about the name, if it's household or whatever. It's just inciting anger and rage from a group of people, whoever that might be. So that's, to me, what shock rock is. It's not about what we want, what we don't want to see. To me, it's just what's making people say, cancel them, just like they did to Manson, just like they did to Twisted Sister. So that, to me, is, or what they've done in other countries to Behemoth or Gorgoroth. So to me, it's just saying, that guy, they said something, and it could suck. I'm not saying it does or doesn't. It's just, to me, someone having the to go out there and say, I'm going to get up here right now and piss everyone off. That's shock rock.
Shauna, where can the people find you?
Usually at Shauna Potter Wow. But actually just go to shaunapotter.com to see like all the random weird I do, especially with the 2 Minutes Crew.
And if you want to see Shauna's takes on this week's album, check out the other video. We also have an unedited podcast where you can hear us say bad words. And it's like an hour long, so hooray. Goodbye.